Hi guys, hello Lorraine Walker, hello Vicky. It's really weird when one does these chats on one's own. You feel, it's a bit like when you do the first bit of a run, you feel a bit of a moron speaking to yourself, but you're not speaking to yourself, are you? But you feel like you are for a minute because you don't know where everyone is. Anyway, let me just pull you all up. How are you? I'm sort of getting going talking so that for anyone who watches this after the event doesn't just see me sitting there going, Hi guys, how are you all? Just pulling you up on the screen. John Davidson, Emma Crabtree, Lisa Cadman, It's Only Me, Karina Smith, Sonia Dine, Ben James Roscombs, Catherine Geary. How are you all? What are you up to this weekend? What are you doing? You going anywhere? Anyone going anywhere? Hello from Arizona. Hi, Lainey Morelli. We love America. We do, we love America. We were planning actually this year for part of Nanny Di's 70th birthday, a bit of a drive around a part of America, so that's gone out the window. We were also planning a trip to New York, that's gone out the window. I was also taking Nadia away for a Cornish trip, that's gone out the window. Professional keyboard warrior, I'm watching The Empire Strikes Back, probably the best of the bunch, I would say. Hi, Chris Perez in Florida. Nadia is upstairs with the girls. She's just doing some things with the girls. We haven't really seen the girls today, to be honest, so she's just having a bit of quality mum and daughter time, which I think is quite nice. Nanny Di 70, shut the front door. You're absolutely right, healthy mummy cat. Nanny Di, is Nanny Di out there? Is Nanny Di there? Nanny Di is reviewing. Yeah, we're pausing on watching Gabby Roos's brilliant compilations because I'm wanting to get Nanny Di's Skype working so that we can sit her screen like here and she can watch it. Catherine Geary, I do feel brighter. I went to a second AA meeting today. Curious thing happened on Zoom though. Does anyone else get this? Trolls intercepted the broadcast or the what do you call it? The chat room, I suppose. So loads of racist stuff started to appear on the screen. So they had to close one meeting down and then I jumped off to another. But I mean, I was saying to Nads, the technology thing, it's great, isn't it? Time for a haircut, methinks. Look, when I take ownership of my own hair disaster, you can't pull me up on it, you know what I'm saying? I'd love a haircut. Where do I go? Did you think the Duchess of Cambridge looked tired? I thought she looked exhausted. Does anyone else notice? I mean, I'm a fan of William, but William's head seems to have sort of changed shape over the years. Emma Gillard, I heard they're going for herd immunity. What, newly? What, are they gonna, I thought we were in lockdown for 3 weeks and then herd immunity. Yeah, I mean, herd immunity is curious. I did just see a story just pop up on The Guardian saying that now up to 5% of deaths, people have no underlying condition. Is that a cause for concern? Is Holly out there? Is that a cause for concern? 5% up from 1% of no underlying cause. I think we're going to be in a situation where it's about how comfortable or not any of us feel about going out, don't you think? Why has Trump reopened America? Has he reopened America? I keep hearing these big grand statements. Has he reopened America? I haven't seen headlines saying he's reopened America. I know he's suggesting that states that want to reduce lockdown can, but I mean, I don't know. Kathy Dunn, I feel shit today, just wanted to be alone. And well, I hope you could be alone, but not in a sort of alone, always on your own sort of thing. I hope whether you're with people, they allowed you to be on your own. It's important actually in these weird times that we all allow each other the space to be on our own. So what time did you go live? I went live 4 minutes ago, Francois Camanzuli. You didn't get notified. Don't know why. Maybe, I just think we all have to understand. Look, YouTube and all the kind of media platforms are having huge numbers of people pouring through their systems. So I think the systems are just a little bit kind of tired. Nadia is upstairs with the girls. Nadia's having some mum-daughter time. They're having a natter upstairs. Sonia Dine, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. 2 AA meetings. Well, 3 actually, if you include the 2 I did tonight. Make me feel a lot better. Let Nads cut your hair for vlog. Could do, could be fun. I was going to dye it, but quite a few other people have done that, and I don't want to look like a copycat. Have you seen the protests about lockdown in America blocking emergency vehicles? Emma Crabtree, no, I haven't. Hello, Susan Smith in Edinburgh. Hi, Andrea Liberatsky. Where's your ladders, Mark? Dawny Harvey. I had to put it out of shot because apparently most accidents happen in the house and most accidents happen going up and down ladders. So I wasn't even allowed to set up my naughty step because it was going to become a dangerous step. Beth Elliott, we are taking it easy. Believe me, guys, very sweet, all of your concern. I think sometimes you're assigning us looking tired and frazzled to the amount of content we put out. These are the shiny bauble moments of our days. The tiredness is negotiating all the other stuff, being parents, at work, deadlines, job commitment, all that kind of stuff that we're trying to deliver at the same time as doing all this. It's all that stuff that stresses us out. Holly, immunologist, I hope you're well, Holly. There are sex and race disparities in incidence of COVID-19. I know in America, that's why I think in Louisiana, African Americans are suffering more because of the economic circumstances that the vast majority find themselves in. Their underlying default health state of health is less. I'm curious to know though, Holly, what is this about? Is that in answer to the 5% of people dying don't have underlying conditions? No, I haven't seen Nanny die yet. I haven't been able to get across London because I've got to drive across London to see her. So hopefully sometime over the weekend. Got a busy day again tomorrow though. We're shooting all of the Sunday show dishes, which we're looking forward to. I think you got some tasty, tasty numbers. Do sign up if you haven't. Teddy will be doing his Teddy Talks. The girls, Nanny Di is going to review a book, even if it happens over the phone. So there you go. You get a little bit of Nanny Di. You'll get a voice. Watch the vlog of you guys putting the curtains up again. It never gets old. Carol Wilson. It's going down in history, isn't it? It's legendary. Our curtain pole action is legendary. Christopher Gillespie. Hi, Mark. New member. Tried to ask a question today, but I was too slow. The question is, I am a retired army veteran who suffers PTSD. Is it normal to feel I'm trapped and unsure what's going on? Absolutely normal. Absolutely normal. I mean, me and Nadia were talking about this in footage that we were shooting for a vlog that will come out in a couple of days. We were talking about how we're beginning to feel a bit agoraphobic. We haven't actually, we brought the dogs around the block, but we haven't actually been out for our exercise. We're all exercising inside. And I do worry. I mean, this could become a bit of a problem for many people, I'd have thought. So yeah, it's very normal to feel trapped because in essence, we are a little bit. But I think the thing that could help, Christopher, is to know that we're all in it. We're all in the same situation. So it's not as if you're being isolated. It's a little bit like, I've just been to an AA meeting and you know, even if you don't have much in common with what people are saying, you're sharing the fact that you're all in the same sort of room, even if it's a chat room together, for the same reasons. So, you know, in that shared experience, there's something to be said for that. Ronnie Dodge, yes, I have heard about Oxford University's mass production of vaccines. It's all very exciting. You've just started watching our camping vlogs. Well, I do hope you enjoy the Lisa farting moment. That's quite a good moment. Oh, that's interesting, Holly. People with darker skin pigments find it harder to absorb vitamin D, and that's been explored as a factor, but unlikely on its own. Happy was mentioned in your podcast today for having more trust in my babies as a positive. Yes, made my day. Thank you. Oh, I'm pleased. Good. Yeah, it's a good podcast today, actually. It's a very positive, well, I mean, as positive as you can be in the current circumstances. Kitchen containers, that's another great vlog. So what are you all up to this weekend? Seriously, what are you doing? What are you going to be doing? You're going to be dancing naked in your lounge? Are you going to be, how's the esophagus gate still going on? Toffee's guarding, Chi-Chi's growling. Chi-Chi's always lost her, she's always lost her stash. Emma Gillard, I don't get why they are now saying that if you have an argument with partner or family, you can self-isolate with a friend for a week when they are set for social distancing. I thought that, I've read this and I've not wanted to talk about it because I think it sends out the wrong signal. I think whatever that little detail is just completely up the creek. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Oh, James, you saw Maddie on Sky News with the choir. Yeah, isn't that fun? It's doing so well. And God, I've forgotten the name of the woman. What's her name? Mariah Carey. She liked it, didn't she? Nadia's upstairs with the girls. She's having mum-daughter time. Chris Haslam, all the days feel the same. Is it the weekend? Exciting. Probably do the same as today. Sonia Dine, have you seen my message? Sonia, I know you keep asking, but no. And on Instagram, it's really, really frustrating being able to see any individual. Your best bet is to We'll just try again, but I don't know where you're sending it to. I'll have another look tonight, but it automatically deletes, and there are just thousands of messages that come into the general inbox. So one would have to spend hours and days going through it. But I'll have another look just now after this. Maybe send it now. Who's that? Shelley Tui. I've joined Skillshare learning watercolors. Guys, join Skillshare. Oh, what an amazing app. So what, you share your skills. I want someone to teach me how to watercolor. I want to watercolor. I was also thinking when we were on, when I was on Zoom that you could do movie chat review, movie review chats on Zoom as well, couldn't you? My teacher at Piper's Corner School has made 900 miles this week. Yeah, did you see our friend Zoe Laughlin? She suggested a visor to be made. It's quite a out there visor. I mean, it's protective, but I think it'll do the job. Quiz night with you guys. Quiz night is tomorrow night, absolutely. We are going to be doing another quiz. I think we're hunting down all our questions and all that kind of stuff. So do join us tomorrow night. I think it's at 8 o'clock. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? It'd be stupid. I wonder what NADIA will get me doing tomorrow night. Sometimes feel like in those westerns, you know, when they shoot bullets at your feet to get you to dance. I feel like one of them. Shout out Amazing Amy. Love your movie reviews. They're great. Thank you, Sonia Dine. Emma Gillard, my mum's just called me. She's watching you. Can you say hi, please? Her name's Michelle. Emma Gillard's mum, Michelle. Howdy doody, partner. Total Storm Addict. Hi, guys. Day 11 out bush detecting. It's hubby's birthday today. Shout out to Total Storm Addict's hubby's birthday. Go get a birthday nugget. Nadia ate some falafel today. She might be doing a birthday nugget. Toffee wants to come in. No, she doesn't. She's over there, and Chi-Chi's out there just lying down. She loves just lying there. The Simons, hello from New Zealand. Any hobbits? Any hobbits? I'd love to go to the Shire. I'd love to go to the Hobbiton. Want to go on an adventure. Nadia's upstairs having mummy-daughter time. Mummy-daughter time. So you've only just got me. And really, it's just a brief one, really, just to touch base with you guys, see if there's anything bothering you. It's been a weird day, isn't it? We're sort of in limbo, aren't we? We're sort of like just hovering in this strange sort of, I don't know, just this strange limbo period. I suppose my problem with the whole thing is everyone keeps talking about, well, yeah, of course it's going to be, lockdown's going to come to an end. Well, yeah, of course it's going to have to get, we all know it's got to try and get back to some kind of normal. We did a poll on our Instagrams as well, and the majority of people are more afraid about the normal life returning, in a sense. But yes, lockdown will have to be stopped at some point, but how is life going to actually carry on, and how are we going to feel? How do you think it's going to change us? I'm just taking a homeopathic remedy. How do you think it will change us, guys? Fundamentally. What would you do if I just cracked open a bottle of whiskey and started drinking now? Would you call Nad on Instagram and go, he's relapsing? Have we peaked yet? Look, a peak, we all want to think that the peak is just this, and it comes down. It could be that, it could do that, and then it could do that. It could plateau. It could plummet, and then we get another peak. These terms, I think, are kind of false targets in some ways, because we need solutions for how we get back into the real world. We have not peaked yet, Lynn Aoki. But how do you think life's going to return to normal? I mean, they're talking about in London, everyone travelling on the tubes having to wear masks. And I'm kind of inclined to agree. But then Holly, our immunologist, tells us, and I've heard this in other places, that masks only last for 20 minutes or so. So does that mean we all have to have PPE to travel around London, and it's all disposable, and then we need to chuck it away? Yeah. Amelia Stanley, school system needs to change. If kids think all they have learnt before exams were cancelled, it's worthless, then there's clearly an issue. We have a generation of unnecessary... Well, I would argue that even if the exams weren't cancelled, we have a generation of necessarily stressed teens, if you know what I mean. Why is stressing teenagers and kids out seen as the I'm not saying this is what you're saying, by the way, Amelia, but why is it that culturally we assume that by stressing kids out and putting inordinate pressures on them to achieve all these grades is the right way to do things? I just really hope that a lot of people just question the old way we do things. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to change everything, but just to interrogate it. We do a lot in our lives, don't we? It's received behaviour. That's the way we do it. We all get a mortgage. We all try to aspire to own a house. We all get a job. We all pay off the mortgage. We all go out and drink on a Friday night because it's the end of the week. I just think we need to start questioning all of these kind of normal parts of life. To be honest with you, I mean, I know Russell Brand gets a lot of stick, but I've got some sympathies for some of what he says. I mean, he says it in the most outlandish of ways sometimes, but I kind of agree with him. Do you know what I mean? I just think, yeah, masks we have in mental health team only last 20 minutes, some nurses. So what would you do? So say you're doing a 1 hour journey on the Central Line across London, you have to wear 3 masks. I mean, I mentioned that to NADIA and she said it's the intensity of people in a coronavirus ward, I guess. Holly, I think one positive is that people feel more understanding of the science around diseases which could affect us at any point. Hopefully politicians' ineptitude encourages us to learn for ourselves. My worry on that, Holly, is nothing. It feels like, I'm not saying nothing was learned, but it feels like if this happened and yet we did have SARS and we did have bovine or whatever the other swine flu and all that, do we learn things? I worry that if this just evaporated quite quickly in the next 2 to 3 weeks, brilliant. We would all really rather quickly want to just forget the bad. It's like you forget a bad night out. You want to forget the hangover. You just want to crack on. That's my worry. NL, hello from Japan. I hear things are a bit intense in Japan at the moment. State of emergency was only declared 2 days ago, wasn't it? LMA, I think you have a fair point here. There will be another zoonotic disease or animal-related disease if we don't stop eating animals. Well, a friend of ours, Rachel, actually, she says the same thing. We need to really interrogate the food chain. And I think, you know, I mean, this was talked about. We were talking about that in the kitchen a couple of days ago. And I kind of agree that we do need to interrogate that. But I do think there's a difference between what's going on in these wet markets and a happy chicken laying eggs in an organic farm. But I do think we need to consider. Christopher Gillespie, Mark, do you think there's a lot of black tape over what we actually know? Absolutely, 100%. I don't think they know as much as we like to think they know. It's not like I think they're in possession of a huge number of facts, but I think that there's a lot of black tape over the decisions they've made, the mistakes they've made, the inability to know what precisely the right thing to do in the future is. I think what you're going to see now is a willful desire, come what may, to force us all back into the real world so that the economy can survive. And on the one hand, I understand that, but I wish the government had been a bit more transparent with us. You know, it's like you can't 1 minute say it's the most dangerous thing ever, you need to kind of lock down and kind of hide all your old people, and then just say, oh yeah, all right, everyone go to work and just stay about 2 meters from each other. You know what I mean? There has to be a sort of bit of consistency. Derek Bowser, most restrictions here in the US expected to last through 2021. Fair point, Derek, but then someone else just a minute ago said Trump's opening America. So this is where you get all this conflict. So many headlines are coming out saying so many contrary things. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, everyone can't stay inside forever. But I'm not being facetious when I ask, how will we move back to a new normal? How will we get out the front doors? When we go to work, literally, I mean, I've been reading up, obviously, because it's part of the business that I'm in. I've been reading up about how Hollywood and all the film studios and all the film lots in America are going to be dealing with this. Most crew members are going to have to get to a studio set an hour and a half before they start their working shift so that they can be tested, swabbed, tested, given the all clear, fever checked, and then they can set themselves up and then they socially distance. Any sort of chippies, electricians, set builders and all that have to use only their own kit. All actors, get this, all actors are going to have to be COVID tested 2 to 3 weeks prior to production starts. You're not going to be able to have scenes with extras or extras over a certain number, and they're not going to be shooting anything in Hollywood on location, I think, for the foreseeable until a vaccine is in place. So they're going to be using an awful lot of sort of blue screen and green screen technology, which is quite sophisticated now, but in studio, in sound stages. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are saying, of course, the one thing that we all would like to get normal again, become normal again, is like, I'd just like to, I'm missing my mum. I'd like to be able to just head over there, see her, spend a bit of time with her and come back without thinking I'm somehow going to kill her. Without thinking that if I was to film myself walking into a flat, there would be an absolute, litany of abuse saying you're trying to put your mum at risk. Of course, no one's trying to put anyone at risk, but there will come a point, you're right, there does come a point where you want to be able to just have basic human interaction. I mean, although Nadia lives next door, we live next door to Nadia's parents, she wants to give her dad a hug. It's understandable. So I get that, those sides of things. But how's it going to work in a pub? I mean, talk me through, how is a pub going to open in this new world? I just want to know this. How is a pub going to open? Broadway were talking about opening all their theatres by the 7th of July. And they were slapped down by, just lost my thing on here. They were slapped down by Cuomo, weren't they? Sorry, let me just find Chrome. Where is Chrome? Oh, where's Chrome gone? Oh, I've lost you down here. I'm gonna have to talk to you up here. That's really weird. I've just lost, is it Google Chrome? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so Broadway was talking about opening. And let me just pull you back up. Clubs, nightclubs, yeah, of course, Angie B. Nightclubs. How the hell will nightclubs work? How the hell will nightclubs work? Sorry, hang on. There's something very wrong with my... I'm having lots of bugs tonight. I'm beginning to feel like I've been hacked. Oh, God. Sorry. You work in restaurants, can't see. I mean, how's it... Seriously, someone tell me, how's it going to work? What about cafes? What about pubs? Unless pubs plan on limiting customers. I mean, how is that going to work? How is that going to work? Victoria Bradwell, worried about mine and my partner's job. We both work in restaurants. I can't see how it will ever be the same relaxed experience for us. I mean, how can you move around tables? How can you socially distance and sit at a table for four? How can you eat in Wagamama's? How is Wagamama's, the restaurant, going to be able to staff their restaurant if they can only have a quarter or a third of the people in there? And then when you're in there, do you have to wear masks when you're within that? And then how does air conditioning work? Does air conditioning recycle the air that we're breathing out and breathing in a restaurant? Yeah, Tracy Lindsay, Gilead. Gilead is the pharmaceutical company that's having success in Chicago. Yeah, we talked about that this morning, actually. It's good news. That's why the stock markets are all up today. There's a lot of hope. James Flanagan, the UK missed 3 chances to be part of an easy scheme. I know they missed 3. And can you believe that, going back to the black tape that we were talking about, whether they're putting black tape through all the sort of official information, that we missed out on some critical health working PPE because we apparently missed an email. I mean, I'd like to know who missed that email. Lucy Rose, they'll only be able to let so many in at a time, but then they will lose on money for the business. It will never work. It won't work. I mean, either there'll come a point where, in order to preserve certain sectors of the economy, they will say to people between 20 and 30, Holly, do you think this could happen? Well, they'll say to people between 20 and 30, say at the least risk. They'll identify a least risk category, and they're allowed to drink in these establishments. Maybe that'll work. Matthew Dunn, hi Mark, in Australia we have an extra layer of confusion with the federal government saying one thing and state government saying something else. Well, I think that's kind of what's happening in America, isn't it? All the individual states, you've got the federal government kind of saying one thing, you've got the states saying one thing, you've got mayors and governors saying something else, and then you've got Trump saying something completely different. Gilead from The Handmaid's Tale. Bloody hell. And everything we're in is a bit like The Handmaid's Tale. Isn't that weird? Emma Clafferty in Germany, everything will be okay, but it will take time. You're looking forward to the quiz. Planned with the pub quiz tomorrow, planned with the family over Zoom. That sounds good. God, Maeve O'Dwyer, you should look into chronic wasting disease in deer. That sounds petrifying. Just the words, chronic wasting disease. Disease needs to be managed more and funded far more in terms of science. Yeah, that's what I mean. I hope we don't just chuck money at science to find a band-aid for this problem. We need to chuck science, but we need to adjust our behaviour. And I have to say, although yes, it probably came from a wet market or a lab or whatever all the rumour mills are, we have to look at the way in which the planet is so quickly accessible and accessed by everyone. Because the thing that spread this disease more than anything else wasn't just the wet market in China, but it was the ability to jump on planes and fly everywhere whenever you want. I just think we need to go slow. I think we need the go slow movement. Do you remember that in the sort of early 2000s or whatever it was? Sophie Coleman. Sorry you're feeling down. I'm trying to keep it upbeat. I'm trying to just be interrogative rather than just negative, if you know what I mean. See, nature and animals are thriving when we're humans. Our garden is absolutely rammed, packed full of birds. I swear I saw a golden eagle in there the other day. I swear it. It was on the bird feeder and it was just looking at me in the morning and I was just looking at it and going, "You're a golden eagle." And it went, "No, I'm not, I'm a sparrow." I was like, my illusions were punctured. Farmville. If you go to NADIA and she says she wants to come back, is it okay? I don't know. You all tell me. Is it okay? It might be okay, but would it be okay for us? What if Nanny Di's been in and out to shops? Her mucky little hands all on things, Nanny Di, hey? What if you haven't been washing your hands as well as we'd like you to have done? Terry Whitworth, you had a snake in your garden. Where do you live? Not in Croydon, I presume. Michelle Hughes, a lot of travelling can be avoided after this and should be avoided after this. Here's the weird thing. I saw another study today that's saying, yes, lots of people's finances are being obviously severely impacted. Everyone's, rich, poor, everyone's. But also, people are spending less than ever. Do we need to spend half the money that we spend on things that we normally spend on things? Maddie and Kiki are good, thank you. They're upstairs with Nads, having a natter, having a little girly conflab on the double bed. Thank you, Carnage One. You're a good man and you'll have good luck in life, Mark. Keep well, Martina in Ireland. Martina, sending greatest of luck back to you. Matthew Dunn, as a teacher I'm concerned. Scott Morrison has guilted teachers this week. Luckily, QLD Premier has said relaxing things too quickly could be dangerous. At what point will they agree? Can't say I fully understand all those words, but only if she hasn't been out, but if she has been social distancing, surely it's fine. We're all at the same risk when we go out. There you go, Leslie. I think legally it would be okay, as long as she does her 7 days isolation once she arrives back at you. Well, I think the problem for us with Nanny Di, and you know, we have to respect her choices. I don't think she wants to be here. She doesn't want to be anywhere for too long. And that's the problem, is that she can't, for very valid reasons, people who live on their own don't necessarily want to be around big families all the time. But the picking and choosing when and if she comes or not was the problem. And I could sort of I foresaw the fact that you wouldn't be able to be a picker and chooser and I don't think she fully realised the scale of the problem until we tried to make it clear to her and then she'd gone home. So it's frustrating. But I don't think she'd even want to come for 7 days. I think she'd struggle with that. So once she got to the end of those 7 days of self-isolation here, she'd probably want to go again. And then we're back in the same problem. I agree, Sky Elise. She was silly. Holly, unlikely as it is a protection against bacterial infection which can cause pneumonia, so it will not protect against this vaccine with the pneumonia jab. Fear the Walking Dawn. Asymptomatic people will continue to spread in bars or restaurants. I agree. I mean, I could be asymptomatic. I mean, I've had a niggly throat today and I just keep thinking, well, what if I've just got low level? This is why we all need to be bloody tested. Why won't they test us all, Holly? Why won't they test us all? Just test us all. Test us all. And then we know. And then if we've got the bloody thing in us, if we test positive and we haven't been ill, then we know we're asymptomatic. We know we need to be careful. We know we need to wear masks. It all seems so bloody obvious. Oh, it does annoy me. Precisely, Claire Haslam. Testing is the only way out. So there you go, guys. Well, there you go. I've spent a lovely half an hour with you all. So tomorrow, it's the weekend, Saturday. We're shooting Sunday stuff. We've got vloggy stuff. We're shooting vloggy stuff. Check out tonight's vlog. It's very funny. Nadia doing her 80s workout with her friend Kaz. So check that out. I wind her up mercilessly. And do always remember, we are all always bantering with each other when we do this stuff. She's done it to me many times when I'm working out. As I was editing it, I was thinking, I can hear people saying, oh, leave her alone. You're always undermining her. No, we're not undermining her. We're giving her as good as she gives us. So, so that's that. Anyway, it's lovely talking to yous all. So we'll be doing Sunday, see you for coffee in the morning. I think Nadia might be having her hair done by the girls. Maybe I might be asking to have my bum hair cut or plaited. That's what I was thinking. What do you think? Good idea? Oh, did you like the narration, Stacey? Yeah, I was being silly. That was fun. All right, my darlings, lots of love. See you soon. Oh, and our review of Tiger Kings is happening. It is coming. It's just getting us all around the table at the same time. It's proving harder in lockdown than it did before. All right, my darlings, lots of love. Nighty-night. Bye.